Hi, I'm Oliver Age 24 and this is Creator Content. Too long didn't watch? This video is about how to get started on YouTube and the things that you might want to think about and create before starting. So the first thing you're going to want to think about is why you are creating a YouTube channel. There's a lot of different reasons people create YouTube videos, and I think it's important to really figure out what your goals and intentions are before you start. For some people it's about making money, and that's fine, but if that's the only reason you're creating a channel, you're probably going to be quite disappointed because there are millions of other ways more reliable and efficient for making money. There are some big channels that don't even make as much money as they would if they spent the same amount of time working in McDonald's, and even then they don't get the free burgers, so you've got to really weigh it up. Maybe you're creating a channel because you want to get exposure or get famous or get recognition for your talents. Maybe you're creating videos to push people towards your website or towards your products. Or maybe you just really like making videos. All of these are great reasons to start creating videos. But one thing to keep in mind is that for the vast majority of successful YouTube channels, it took a lot of time and effort to get to where they are now, so don't underestimate how much work it will be. I think one mistake that's really easy to make is if you look at any successful channel and just look at one of their videos, it's really easy to assume that if you make a video that's as good as their video, you'll see the same success that they had. And the mistake there is that it overlooks the fact that a lot of these YouTubers have spent every day for years growing and working on their channel. And so the success of one individual video is not a happy accident. It's actually the combination of all of the hard work and effort that goes into the channel over time. Now, this probably all sounds quite pessimistic and depressing, but I just think it's important to remember that if you're not ready to put the effort in, you're probably going to be disappointed with the results. So, in conclusion, just make sure that you know what you're getting into. And if that hasn't put you off, now you need to decide what are you going to make videos about. There's literally a place for every type of video on YouTube. Most of it already exists. We've all been to the weird side of YouTube, and some of us have returned to tell the tales. It's worth picking a topic for your channel that you're really passionate about and have a lot of ideas for videos that you could create. One exercise that I found really useful for creating this channel was to create a document and just brainstorm every possible video idea I could think of. Now, if you do this and you can think of 30 different ideas, you're probably onto a good channel. But if you can't think of 5 different ideas, you probably want to rethink things a little bit. It's definitely worth thinking of a topic for your channel that you know and care about, rather than something that you think is going to get a lot of views. For example, if you don't like video games and you create a video game channel, you're probably going to want to jump out of the window in a month or two. So maybe don't do that. On this, you also don't want to choose a subject that's too specific. You want to give yourself a little bit of room to grow your channel in the future. An example of this is don't say your channel is dedicated to one specific video game, because trends come and go, and you might find that your channel lasts longer than a specific trend. So it's a good idea to future-proof yourself right from the start, or as they say in the industry, check yourself before you Shrek yourself. The next thing to consider is who do you think will want to watch your videos? What do you know about them? How old are they? Where do they hang out on the internet? The better you know your audience, the easier it will be to create content that they will want to see and will enjoy. It also really helps if you can try to imagine what your audience are searching for when they want to find a video that is similar to what you're creating. The next thing you want to think about is what you're going to do differently to other YouTube channels that already create videos that are similar to the ones that you want to create. Now, a lot of people will advise that when you pick a subject for your channel, you should find something that's totally brand new and different to every other channel. But in my own experience, I've found that it's actually better to create videos that are similar to the videos other people make, but with your own unique spin on it. For example, it could still be a good idea to start a gaming channel as long as you let your personality shine through. I'll talk about this more in a future video, but the reason why it works is that one of the best ways to get views on YouTube is through suggested videos. And the way to get your video into suggested videos is to make videos that are similar to other videos. And if your videos are completely original and different, it's going to be really hard for YouTube's algorithm to figure out what videos to suggest your video next to. So for example, if somebody looks for a makeup tutorial, they're going to see loads of other makeup tutorials suggested next to the video, and then it's down to those different channels and the personalities of those channels to convince the viewers to subscribe. That's not to say that original and creative ideas don't have a place on YouTube, it's just that sometimes it's easier to work with the YouTube algorithm rather than against it. Next, you need to decide how often you're going to upload videos. Most of the advice I've seen is that it's best to upload daily videos if that's possible. But I've also seen many channels that upload weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and even some channels that just upload whenever find success. So while I do think it's worth trying to speed up the process of making videos, I don't think it's worth cutting down on the quality of your content. I think it's a good idea when you start just to create a few videos and see how long they take, and then give yourself a bit extra time and try to commit to a schedule. So for example, if it takes you 3 days to make a video, I'd probably upload one video every week, and then that way you've still got time to promote your video, to try new things and experiment, and also not to go crazy, which is always good. So once you've thought about all of that, the things that you need are going to be a channel name, a profile picture, channel artwork, and a template for your thumbnails. I'll talk about all of those in future videos, but for the time being, the most important thing is to stay consistent. Try to stick to one font, the same colours, the same logo, and the same theme for everything. Having a consistent branding across all of your channel will really help with the general perception and recognition of your brand and identity. I'm going to end this video here, so if you enjoyed it or found it useful, please hit subscribe and I'll keep making more videos and sharing my juiciest tips, tricks and advice. Hit me up in the comments if you've got any questions, feedback, or if you disagree with anything that I've said. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.